Hey guys, so today I wanted to film a video on how to become a Pilates instructor. So first I want to run through understanding the role and what you're getting yourself into as a job, because I feel like a lot of the responsibilities and daily tasks of a Pilates instructor aren't very well exposed and explained to people. So what your kind of day-to-day and week will look like will be planning classes that includes all planes of movement. So you also have to memorize your classes. Punctuality is a really important part of the job. You know, you can't be showing up late to classes. There are different settings where you can be a Pilates instructor, so a gym, studios, or you can do one-on-one private sessions. You can also do a more clinical setting, so more on the physiotherapy side. So what you kind of need to become a Pilates instructor is you can either have, I believe, a Cert 5, which is what fitness instructors have, and you can do fitness instructor training or something and major in Pilates. Or you can just get a mat and reformer, or just a reformer, or just a mat certification. So what kind of happens, you kind of so the structure for my particular course was it was an intensive program. So it was 9 to 5 for 3 weeks, and that worked for me because I had a bit of time that I could take off and dedicate to that. But for a lot of people that mightn't work. So a longer course duration is probably a more feasible option for you. And I think that they can either do it online or in person, and once a week, I think, for a prolonged period of time. And then you kind of in the mornings would do a Pilates class, and then you would, with the instructor running you through a whole class, and then you'd learn parts of the repertoire that is taught through your course. So my course has a specific set of repertoire. So we'd learn those parts of the repertoire, and then we would also have anatomy lectures. So having knowledge of anatomy, if you have a physiotherapy or doctoral, some type of medicine background, then that's really beneficial for the course. And it was something that I was not aware of. So yeah, that's something to bear in mind. And so the typical cost is you have to factor in getting an anatomy textbook, which is quite pricey, and then also the cost of the course in itself, which is quite significant. And then not only the course itself and how much time and money that takes, but factoring in the amount of hours that you have to do to before you're even allowed to sit your exams. So basically, I've already spoken about this on the channel, but you have to do for my particular course, you have to do 20 hours of observation of other Pilates teachers, 40 hours practice teaching on family and friends, and then 60 hours self-practice before you're allowed to sit your anatomy exam, and then your your demonstration of teaching exam, and they quiz you on the repertoire. So there's quite a lot of memorization in the job itself, but also for the course. So that's something that you'd have to factor in as well. And I don't know, to be honest, if I would have taken the course knowing that there were so many hours that were required of me before sitting my exams, and it is really, really time consuming, and it's something that I enjoy doing, but it's just, yeah, it's a kind of like, looking back now, if I knew that, would I have decided to do it? It's something that like I kind of think about, but like I think there's some drawbacks of doing it in terms of like finding a job is really hard at the moment because it's a pretty oversaturated market. Yeah, but then the pay is good, the lifestyle is good, it's healthy, and if you're passionate about, you know, like teaching and helping people, then that's a really good thing, and it's a really rewarding experience. Like even with my practice teaching, I've been teaching my cousin, and like seeing him like grow and develop his technique has been like really, really satisfying, and like really like a really rewarding experience. So like that's definitely a positive of the job in itself. But just going back to like the certification process, I think it's really important when you're looking at courses to like consider your life more broadly. Like, would you want to work overseas? Are you moving overseas soon? Because all the courses aren't reputable in every single country. So you want to do a course that is not just reputable where you live, but like it's like transferable to other countries. So for example, the course I did, not only was it really comprehensive and the instructors were just absolutely amazing, but it's internationally recognized. So moving overseas isn't a problem, and I'm still employable through that, because you don't want to spend like any money really on a certification that isn't really recognized anywhere else, because you never know, you might move, or you never know where life is going to take you. So I feel like having something that like is transferable is more worth your money. And then also it kind of goes to show that the course is a bit more comprehensive, and not that learning on the job is a negative thing, but like you will probably be more knowledgeable taking that course, just because it's probably a bit more comprehensive, and that's why it's recognized in so many different places opposed to some courses that aren't. Maybe it's because they're not as detailed as a course. So that's something to take into consideration as well. So yeah, I'm just currently working through my hours, and I'm nearly done before I sit my exams. But yeah, if you have any questions, or like you're interested in doing a Pilates instructor course, maybe like leave a comment in the comment section below and I can help you out. But yeah, I just feel like there's not much content on YouTube talking about it, and I know that like Pilates is really popular at the moment, and maybe like people are considering to do it, but like it's not really, like I was quite like I feel like it's not spoken about like how intensive the training is. But then like when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, of course it is. But yeah, the training is really like quite comprehensive, intensive, and quite costly. So I think that there are some factors that you should consider, and also, yeah, how reputable the course is, because you don't want to be spending a lot of money on something that isn't really worth it. So yeah, they're just my little like tips and tricks and kind of like info spiel on how to become an instructor. I think I've covered most points on like what is kind of required of you, and like what the training looks like. But if you have any questions, just feel free to ask, and I hope this is helpful if you're considering to become an instructor. And if you do, good on you. I think it's a really fun and rewarding job to do. And if watching this video, you're just like, do not want to spend my money on something that requires so much, then I'm glad that I could help. But yeah, thanks so much for watching.